Azerbaijan or Azarbaijan, Persian, Azarbaijan, Azerbaijani, also Iranian Azerbaijan, is a region in northwestern Iran. It is also historically known as Atropatene and Aturpatakan. The region is referred by some as South Azerbaijan or Southern Azerbaijan, however, some scholars and sources view these terms as being irredentist and politically motivated. The name Azerbaijan itself is derived from Atropates, the satrap, governor, of Medea in the Achaemenid Empire, who ruled a region found in modern Iranian Azerbaijan called Atropatene. Atropates' name is believed to be derived from the Old Persian roots meaning protected by fire. The name is also mentioned in the Avestan Frawardin Yasht, Āterepâtahe ashaonô fravashîm ýazamaide, which translates literally to, "We worship the Fravashi of the holy Atare-pata." According to the Encyclopedia of Islam, in Middle Persian the name of the province was called Turptan, older New Persian Dardan/Darbian, at present Azerbaijān/Azarbaijan, Greek alpha tau rho omicron pi alpha tau nu eta, Byzantine Greek alpha delta rho alpha beta iota gamma nu omega nu, Armenian Atrpatakan, Syriac Adhorbāyghān. The name Atropat in Middle Persian was transformed to Adarbad and is connected with Zoroastrianism. A famous Zoroastrian priest by the name Adarbad Mahraspandan is well known for his counsels. Azerbaijan, due to its numerous fire temples, has also been quoted in a variety of historic sources as being the birthplace of the prophet Zoroaster, although modern scholars have not yet reached an agreement on the location of his birth. Pre-Islamic period. The oldest kingdom known in Iranian Azerbaijan is that of the Medea, who ruled a region southeast of Lake Urmia centered around modern Saqqez. The Manines were a confederation of Iranian and non-Iranian groups. According to Professor Zadok, it is unlikely that there was any ethno-linguistic unity in Medea. Like other peoples of the Iranian plateau, the Manines were subjected to an ever-increasing Iranian, i.e., Indo-European, penetration. The Manaines were conquered and absorbed by an Iranian people called Mashani, and the country was called Mashan, with Lake Urmia called Lake Madianus. Mashan was later conquered by the Medes and became a satrapy of the Median Empire and then a sub-satrapy of the Median satrapy of the Persian Empire. According to Encyclopedia Britannica, the Medes were an Indo-European people, related to the Persians, who entered northeastern Iran probably as early as the 17th century BC and settled in the plateau land that came to be known as Medea. After Alexander the Great conquered Persia, he appointed, 328 BC, as governor the Persian general Atropates, who eventually established an independent dynasty. The region, which came to be known as Atropatene or Medea Atropatene, after Atropates, was much disputed. In the 2nd century BC, it was liberated from Seleucid domination by Mithridates I of Arsacid dynasty, and was later made a province of the Sassanid Empire of Ardashir I. Under the Sassanids, Azerbaijan was ruled by Amarzoban, and, towards the end of the period, belonged to the family of Farak Hormizd. Heraclius, the Byzantine emperor, briefly held the region in the 7th century until peace was made with the Sassanids. After the Islamic conquest of Iran, Arab invaders converted most of its people to Islam and made it part of the Caliphate. Islamic period. During the Arab invasion of Iran, the name of the Spabed of Iran was Rustam Farrukhzad, the son of Farrukh Hormizd, who was the son of Vindiyat, the uncle of Khosrau I and brother of the Sasanian usurper Vistam. Rustam himself was born in Azerbaijan and led the Sasanian army into battle. He is also mentioned in the Shahnameh. The Sasanian army was defeated at the Battle of Al-Qadisiyah and Rustam Farrukhzad, along with many other Sasanian veterans, was killed. In 642, Piraz Khosrow, one of the Sasanian survivors during the Battle of Al-Qadisiyah, fought against the Muslims at Nahavand, which was a gateway to the provinces of Azerbaijan, Armenia, and Caucasian Albania. The battle was fierce, but the Sasanian troops lost during the battle. This opened the gateway for Muslims into Azerbaijan. The Muslims then invaded Azerbaijan, and captured Isfandiyar, the son of Farrukhzad. Isfandiyar then promised in return for the safety of his life he would agree to surrender his estates in Azerbaijan and aid the Muslims in defeating his brother, Bahram. Bahram was then defeated, and also sought for peace. A pact was drawn according to which Azerbaijan was surrendered to Caliph Umar on usual terms of paying the annual jizya. Muslims settled in Azerbaijan like many parts of Iran. According to the Iranian Azerbaijani historian Ahmad Khosravi, the Muslims also settled in Azerbaijan more numerously than other provinces due to its wide and green pastures. Local revolts against the caliphate were common, and the most famous of these revolts was the Persian Kuramite movement. Abbasid and Seljukids. After the revolt of Bobak-Khir-Ramdan, who was a Zoroastrian of Neo-Mazdakite background, the grip of the Abbasid Caliphate on Azerbaijan weakened, allowing native dynasties to rise in Azerbaijan. Later on, Azerbaijan was taken by the Kurdish Dayzam and the Sal-Arid Marzuban. After confrontations with the local Dale-Amid and Kurdish populations who had already established their own dynasties and emirates in vast areas of Azerbaijan, the Seljuks dominated the region in the 11th and early 12th centuries, at which point Turkification of the native populations began. In 1136, Azerbaijan fell to the lot of the Ātabākāni Azerbaijan and Ātabākāni Maragat. It was later invaded by the Khwarezm Shah Jalal ad-Din until the advent of the Mongol invasions. Mongol and Turkmen period. The Mongols under Hulagu Khan established their capital at Maragat. The Sayfana-i Tabriz is a book that describes the general intellectual condition of Tabriz during the Ilkhanid period. After being conquered by Timur in the 14th century, Tabriz became an important provincial capital of the Timurid Empire. Later, Tabriz becomes the capital of the Karakoy-Unlu Empire. Safavid, Afshars, and Qajars. It was out of Ardabil, ancient Ardavilla, that the Safavid dynasty arose to renew the state of Persia and establish Shi'ism as the official religion of Iran. After 1502, Azerbaijan became the chief bulwark and military base of the Safavids. It was the chief province from which the various Iranian empires would control their Caucasian provinces, all the way up to Dagestan in the early 19th century. In the meantime, between 1514 and 1603, the Ottomans sometimes occupied Tabriz and other parts of the province during their numerous wars with their Safavid ideological and political arch-rivals. The Safavid control was restored by Shah Abbas, but during the Afghan invasion, 1722-8, the Ottomans recaptured Azerbaijan and other western provinces of Iran, until Nader Shah expelled them. In the beginning of the reign of Karim Khan Zand, the Azad Khan Afghan unsuccessfully revolted in Azerbaijan, and later the Dumbuli Kurds of Koyi and other tribal chiefs ruled various parts of the territory. With the advent of the Qajars, Azerbaijan became the traditional residence of the heirs apparent. Even until then, Azerbaijan stayed the main area from where the high-ranked governors would control the various territories and khanates of the Caucasus, while the main power stayed in Tehran. At this time, the final northern frontier of Iran with Russia, along the Araxes, was established in two subsequent wars of the 19th century, the first by the Russo-Persian War, 1804–1813, and the following Treaty of Gulistan, setting the border in what is now northern Armenia and ceding Georgia and Dagestan, but the final and current border, now constituting as the border with the Republic of Azerbaijan, was only set in 1828 following the Russo-Persian War, 1826–1828, and the following Turkmanchai Treaty. Following the start of a period of high amounts of Russian influences in all of northern Iran including Azerbaijan, all of northern Iran fell into Russia's sphere of influence for decades. After 1905, the representatives of Azerbaijan were very active in the Iranian constitutional revolution, in particular as a response to this modern period. The Russian, Tsarist, army occupied Iranian Azerbaijan in 1909 and again in 1912, 1914 and 1915–1918. Ottoman forces occupied her in 1914, 1915 and 1918, 1919. Bolshevik forces occupied Iranian Azerbaijan and other parts of Iran in 1920, 1921, 15, and Soviet forces occupied Iranian Azerbaijan in 1941, creating a very short-lived autonomous, Soviet-supported state from November 1945 to November 1946-16, which was dissolved after the reunification of Iranian Azerbaijan with Iran in November of the Same year. The period roughly from the last major Russo-Persian War up to this date is so-called the period of high Russian influences in Iran. All of northern Iran, including Iranian Azerbaijan, Gilan, Mazandaran, Kashvan, and many other places all the way up to Isfahan fell into the Russian sphere of influence. Russian armies were stationed in many regions of Iranian Azerbaijan, Russian schools were founded, and many Russians settled in the region, but less than in Gilan and Mazandaran. Also Azerbaijan saw the large influx of the so-called white émigrés who fled to Iran following the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia. The history of Iran, especially its contemporary history, has proven that the Azerbaijani people are one of the most patriotic people in Iran. Iranian nationalism is partly the product of Azerbaijani intellectuals. Azerbaijani provinces have played a major in the cultural and economic life of Iran in both the Pahlavi era as well as the Iranian constitutional and Islamic revolution. Monuments. The Iranian provinces of Azerbaijan, both west and east, possess a large number of monuments from all periods of history. Geography. Iranian Azerbaijan is generally considered the northwest portion of Iran, comprising the provinces of East Azerbaijan, West Azerbaijan, and Ardabil, Zanjan, and some parts of Hamadan, and comprising an area of 122,871 square kilometers, 47,441 square miles. It shares borders with the Republic of Azerbaijan, Armenia, Turkey, and Iraq. There are 17 rivers and 2 lakes in the region. Cotton, nuts, textiles, tea, machinery, and electrical equipment are main industries. The northern, alpine region, which includes Lake Urmia, is mountainous, with deep valleys and fertile lowlands. The region is bounded in the north by Armenia and the Republic of Azerbaijan, and in the west by Lake Urmia and Kurdish inhabited areas of Iran, and in the east by the Talushstan and Gilan. Mountains. Savalan is an inactive stratovolcano in Ardabil province of northwestern Iran. It is the third highest mountain in Iran and has a permanent crater lake formed at its summit. Savalan has a ski resort, Alvarez, and different tourist areas such as the Sarayan Spa. The mountain is known for its beautiful vistas, including the Shirvan Gorge, where few climbers ever venture. Elevation of Savalan is 4,811 m. Sahand is a massive, heavily eroded stratovolcano in northwestern Iran. At 3,707 m, 12,162 feet, it is the highest mountain in the Iranian province of East Azerbaijan. Ealai is a small mountain range in north of Tabriz, Iran. The range has a couple of peaks including Ealai, 1,800 m, Halali, 1,850 m, Pakachin, 1945 m, Balal, 1985 m, and the highest one Dand, 2,378 m. Mount Bozgush in Ada is a 3,306 meters, 10,846 feet, volcanic mountain 20 kilometers, 10 miles, south of Satrap and north of Mayana, East Azerbaijan province, Iran. Tulips are cultivated on the rich volcanic soil of Mount Bozgush, and medicinal herbs such as pennyroyal, thyme, borage, nettle, and licorice grow wild on the mountain slopes. Mount Bozgush is a stratovolcano composed mostly of andesite. Erazburn in the former Karadak, is a UNESCO-registered biosphere reserve, since 1976, and an Iranian Department of Environment designated protected area in East Azerbaijan province, Iran, with a varying altitude from 256 m in the vicinity of Aras River to 2896 m and covers an area of 78,560 hectares. The biosphere is also home for 23,500 nomads who are living in transition buffer in 2000 altitude. Aras Baran is confined to Aras River in the north, Meshkin Shar County and Mogan in the east, Sarab County in the south, and Tabriz and Marand counties in the west. Lake. Urmia Lake is a salt lake in northwestern Iran near Iran's border with Turkey. The lake is between the Iranian provinces of East Azerbaijan and West Azerbaijan, west of the southern portion of the similarly shaped Caspian Sea. It is the largest lake in the Middle East. Sharabil Lake is a lake located in a hilly area south of the Iranian city of Ardabil. Ardabil University is located near the lake. Gori Lake is a small fresh to brackish lake in the uplands of East Azerbaijan province in northwestern Iran. Together with the adjacent reed marshes, it is an important breeding area for waterfowl. A 1.2 square kilometers site was designated as a Ramsar Convention wetland protection site on June 23, 1975. Mugan Plain is a plain in northwestern Iran and the southern part of the Republic of Azerbaijan. The highest density of irrigation canals is in the section of the Mugan Plain which lies in the Republic of Azerbaijan. It is located on the bank of the Aras River extending to Iran. It contains highest density of irrigation canals is in the Mugan Plain. Industries include machine tools, vehicle factories, oil refinery, petrochemical complex, food processing, cement, textiles, electric equipment, and sugar milling. Oil and gas pipelines run through the region. Wool, carpets, and metalware are also produced. In some factories and major companies in Azerbaijan include Iran Tractor Manufacturing Company, is a tractor manufacturing company with headquarters in Tabriz. Iran Tractor Manufacturing Company is currently exporting 13 different products to 10 countries. And has qualified for ISO 9001, and has also received rewards regarding quality and exporting. Goldstone Tires, operating under the brand Goldstone Tires, is an Iranian tire manufacturer for automobiles, commercial trucks, light trucks, SUVs, race cars, airplanes, and heavy earth mover machinery in Ardabil. Ardawheel Tire is currently the largest non-government-owned tire manufacturer in Iran by market share. The company currently has agreements with Iran Khodro to develop tires for the Peugeot 206 models. Mashin Sazi Tabriz, which is also called by its abbreviation MST, is a machine tool manufacturing factory in Tabriz. The major products of the factory are machinery tools such as turning machines, milling machines, drilling machines, grinding machines. Rockshare Khodro Diesel, is an Iranian truck manufacturer established in 2005 and located in Tabriz. This company is strategic partner of KAMAZ of Russia, JAC, and Jinbei of China and Mazman of Belarus and produces KAMAZ trucks, JAC light trucks and its own designed minibus. Its headquarters is in Tabriz. Iran Khodro, is the leading Iranian vehicle manufacturer, with headquarters in Tehran. The company's original name was Iran National. In addition to Tehran, largest car factory in Iran, have 5 automobile factories throughout the Iran. And Iran Khodro, Tabriz have produces capacity 61,000 Bardo pickup in year. Tabriz International Exhibition Center, which is a complex with vast exhibition infrastructures, is located in the eastern part of Tabriz. It holds tens of exhibitions based on a yearly schedule. There are 46 exhibitions scheduled for the current Iranian year. The most famous fair is Texpo, which is a general trade fair. Aras Free Zone, is situated in East Azerbaijan province, in the northwest of Iran, adjacent to Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, Armenia, and the Republic of Azerbaijan. Existence of the greenhouse town in the AFTZ, which has been built upon cooperation of Agricultural Jihad Ministry, has paved the ground for presence of investors in the arena of planting hydroponic products. The 500 megawatt combined cycle power plant project, which is currently underway in AFTZ as a joint investment venture with foreign parties. And other major petrochemical companies, oil refineries, and industries are including Machine Works Company of Tabriz, Iranian Diesel Engine Manufacturing, IDEM, Tabriz Oil Refinery, Tabriz Petrochemical, Copper Mine Songan, etc. Makkah Free Zone, is situated in West Azerbaijan province, in the northwest of Iran, adjacent to Turkey. Rug and carpet. The Ardabil carpet and Tabriz rug, the best kind of Iranian carpet. Now 40% of Iranian carpet exports are carried through East Azerbaijan. Azerbaijani carpets and rugs are important. Ardabil carpet, is either of a pair of 2 famous Iranian carpets in the collections of the Victoria and Albert Museum in London and the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. Tabriz rug is a type in the general category of Iranian carpets 54, 55, 56 from the city of Tabriz, the capital city of East Azerbaijan province in northwest of Iran. Hiri's rug are Persian rugs from the area of Haris, East Azerbaijan in northwest Iran, northeast of Tabriz. Such rugs are produced in the village of the same name in the slopes of Mount Savalan. Ardabil rug originate from Ardabil located in the province of Ardabil province in northwestern Iran, 639 kilometers from Tehran. Ardabil has a long and illustrious history of Azerbaijani carpet weaving. The reign of the Safavid dynasty in the 16th and 17th centuries represented the peak of Azerbaijani carpet making in the region. Karadak rug or Karaja rug handmade in or near the village of Karjay, Karaja, in the Kara-Da with Makran Gh, Karadak, region of Iran just south of the Azerbaijan border, northeast of Tabriz. The best-known pattern shows 3 geometric medallions that are somewhat similar to those in Caucasian carpets. The central one has a latch-hooked contour and differs in color from the others, which are 8 pointed stars. Iranian Azerbaijanis, also known as Azerbaijani Turks, a Turkic-speaking people of mixed Caucasian, Iranian, and Turkic origin, who number 16A17B 21.6C 24% and also 15E 15.5F 16 million of Iran's population. In the Azerbaijan region, the population consists mainly of Azerbaijanis. Azeris are the largest group in Iranian Azerbaijan, while Kurds are the second largest group and a majority in many cities of West Azerbaijan province. Iranian Azerbaijan is one of the richest and most densely populated regions of Iran. Many of these various linguistic, religious, and tribal minority groups, and Azeris themselves have settled widely outside the region. The majority Azeris are followers of Shia Islam. The Iranian Azerbaijanis mainly reside in the northwest provinces, including the Iranian Azerbaijan provinces, East Azerbaijan, West Azerbaijan, Ardabil, and Zanjan, as well as regions of the north to Hamadan County and Shara district in the East Hamadan province, some regions Kashvan province, and also Azerbaijani minorities living in Markazi, Kurdistan, Gilan and Kermanshah. Smaller groups, such as Armenians, Assyrians, Talashs, Jews, Circassians, and other peoples of the Caucasus, and Persians also inhabit the region. Religion. The majority of Azerbaijanis in Azerbaijan are followers of 12er Shia Islam. Azerbaijanis commemorate Shia holy days, 10 first days of the holy month of Muharram. Minority Sunni Azerbaijani Turks, Shafi and Hanafi, who live in the Ardabil province, Hashidjan and villages of Baili Savar County, and West Azerbaijan province, near the cities of Ormia, Koi and Salmaz, and have population about 200,000 people in this area. Azerbaijani people mostly live in northwest parts of Iran. But large Azerbaijani populations can be found in Khorasan, especially Mashhad, and central Iran due to internal migration to Tehran, Karaj, Qum. Wherever they have settled, they have become prominent not only among urban and industrial working classes but also in commercial, administrative, political, religious, and intellectual circles. For example, Azerbaijanis make up 25%-33% of Tehran and Tehran province's population. They are the largest ethnic groups after Persians in Tehran and the Tehran province. Also governor of Tehran is Hossein Hashimi from Satrap in East Azerbaijan. And Ali Khomeini, supreme leader of Iran, was born Mashhad, origin Azeri from Tabriz. Population. According to the population census of 2012, the 4 provinces of East Azerbaijan, 2012 pop 3,724,620, West Azerbaijan, 2012 pop 3,080,576, Zanjan, 2012 pop 1,015,734, and Ardabil, 2012 pop 1,248,488, have a combined population of 9 million people. Administrative divisions. Azerbaijan's major cities are Tabriz, the capital of East Azerbaijan, Urmia, the capital of West Azerbaijan, Zanjan, the capital of Zanjan province, Ardabil, the capital of Ardabil province, and major cities non-capital of provinces Azerbaijan are Khoi and Maragat. Ministry of Interior of Hassan Rouhani's government stated, 31 province in Iran conversion to region, and third region in northwest Iran named Region 3 that are included East Azerbaijan Province, West Azerbaijan Province, Ardabil Province, Zanjan Province, Gilan Province, and Kurdistan Province. Azeris are culturally very close to the rest of the Iranians, though their language is Turkic. The people of Azerbaijan have similar DNA to other Iranian peoples as well as their religion, which is Shia Islam, which sets them apart from other Turkic speakers, who are mostly Sunni Muslims. Azeris celebrate Nowruz for the turn of the new Iranian year, the arrival of spring. Azerbaijan has a distinct music in Iran. Many local dances and folk music continue to survive among the various peoples of the provinces. Although Azerbaijani language is not an official language, it is widely used, mostly in an oral tradition, among the Azeris in Iran. Literature. Many poets that came from Azerbaijan wrote poetry in both Persian and Azerbaijani. Renowned poets in Azerbaijani language are Nazimi, Shah Ismail I, who was known with the pen name Katai, Fuzuli, Nazimi, and Jahan Shah were probably born outside what is now Iranian Azerbaijan. Azerbaijani was the dominant language of the ruling dynasties of the Turkic rulers of the area, such as the Ak Koyunlu, Kara Koyunlu, and later it was used in the Safavid for court, until Isfahan became capital and religious dignitaries, military. In the 16th century, Azerbaijani literature further flourished with the development of Ashik, Azerbaijani, poetic genre of bards. During the same period, under the pen name of Kat, Arabic, for sinner, Shah Ismail I wrote about 1,400 verses in Azerbaijani, which were later published as his divan. A unique literary style known as Kashma, Azerbaijani, Kazma for improvisation, was introduced in this period, and developed by Shah Ismail and later by his son and successor, Shah Tahmasp and Tahmasp I. In the span of the 17th century, 18th and 19th century, Faizuli's unique genres as well Ashik poetry were taken up by prominent poets and writers such as Kafsi Tabrizi, Shah Abbas Sani, Kasta Qasim, Mirza Fatali Akhundov, Sayyid Abulgasim Nabati, Ali Mojuz, and others. An influential piece of post-World War II Azerbaijani poetry, Haydar Babia Salam, Greetings to Haydar Baba, was written by Azeri poet Mohammad Hossein Shahriar, who had already established himself as a notable. This poem, published in Tabriz in 1954 and written in colloquial Azerbaijani, became popular among Iranians and the people of Azerbaijan. In Haydar Babia Salam, Shahriar expressed his identity as an Iranian Azerbaijani attached to his homeland, language, and culture. Haydar Baba is a hill near Koshnab, the native village of the poet. Azerbaijan is mentioned favorably on many occasions in Persian literature by Iran's greatest authors and poets. Examples: all the nobles and greats of Iran. Choose from Azerbaijan, Ray, and Gorgon. Viso Ramin. From there the wise and the free set off to Azerbaijan. Nizami. For a month's time, the kings and the free would choose in Azerbaijan to be. Ferdowsi. UNESCO World Heritage Sites. 9 historical sites in Azerbaijan have been designated as World Heritage Sites by UNESCO. Bazaar of Tabriz is one of the oldest bazaars in the Middle East and the largest covered bazaar in the world. The bazaar was declared to be a World Heritage Site in July 2010. Sheikh Safi al-Din Kneg and Shrine Ensemble is the tomb of Sheikh Safi ad-Din Ardabili located in Ardabil, Iran. In 2010, it was registered on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Takht-e literally the throne of Solomon, in earlier ancient periods known as Shiz Orator Gushnasp, literally the fire of the warrior kings, is an archaeological site in West Azerbaijan. It lies midway between Urmia and Hamadan, very near the present-day town of Taykab. Sultaniyet, located near Zanjan, 240 kilometers, 150 miles, to the northwest of Tehran, used to be the capital of Mongol Ilkhanid rulers of Persia in the 14th century. Its name translates as the imperial In 2005, UNESCO listed Sultaniyye as one of the World Heritage Sites. The road from Zanjan to Sultaniyye extends until it reaches to the Katalkir Cave. 5 Chichas in Azerbaijan, St. Thaddeus Monastery, St. Stepanos Monastery, Church of the Holy Mother of God, Darasham, Church of Sour and Church of Chupan are World Heritage Sites. There are many universities in Azerbaijan, included units and centers, public university and private university, Islamic Azad University, Payami Noor University, non-profit educational institutions, University of Applied Science and Technology. Architecture. Azeri style is a style, sabk, of architecture when categorizing Iranian architecture development in Azerbaijan history. Landmarks of this style of architecture span from the late 13th century, Ilkhanate, to the appearance of the Safavid dynasty in the 16th century CE. Ata Airlines is an airline based in Tabriz, Iran. Operates scheduled domestic services and international services in the Middle East, as well as charter services including Europe. Its main base is Tabriz International Airport. In this airplane company is in Azerbaijan with Iram Air. Tabriz Railway Station was founded in Tabriz, in 1917. The current building was built during Second Pahlavi era by Iranian architect Haydar Ghiai Shamlu. The first railroad arriving to Tabriz had been built by Russian. The railway started from Jalfa, a city on the border of Iran and the modern Republic of Azerbaijan. Active lines this railway included, Tabriz-Tehran, Tabriz-Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic and Tabriz-Turkey. Metro. Metro being built in the Tabriz city since 2001. This metro have 5 line, 4 line is main, 1 line is vicinity, and the total length is 75 kilometers. One's line Tabriz Metro Elgalu in southeast connect to Ali district in the southwest.